I guess Seb Coe has not done much. He should not be elected IOC president. Now, you want me to start a real podcast tonight? I gotta. Speaking of Seb Coe, he's doing the rounds to get all of the support for IOC president. I'm very disappointed under Seb Coe's leadership when it comes to the expansion of the sport. There are some things that I can agree with, and some structures that they do, but I don't want to give him my. I don't know if he would have impacted it the way, or it's more of the the organization of World Athletics. But I think Seb, former an athlete, world class athlete, Olympic uh, medalist, everything, respected as a sports organizer too as well. I believe that when we do the record and we spend time thinking about what he has done for the sport, I think he's fallen short when it comes to marketing the sport. To me, I would his ascension gave me some hope that track and field may move beyond a second class status. That's hard. You have to crack the biggest markets for that not to happen. But I still feel like it's a fringe sport under him, and he's not done enough. Not enough innovation at World Athletics. Now they're toying with a lot of different stuff, ending seasons with some kind of a competition and new data stuff happening, and takeoff points now in the jumps. No long. Takeoff zones and all these different things that they're doing. The pole vault might be different, measuring the height you clear as opposed to the bar. I don't know. There are some interesting things, but they don't do a good job. I think World Athletics is too conservative in its push to get more eyes on the sport. And people like you and people who follow track and field hard are hardcore fans. So hardcore fans will get upset if there's directional shifts in certain things. I don't mind it. I think about if it's going to grow the sport and make it bigger, then we can roll with it. I think the biggest indictment for Seb Coe's leadership of World Athletics is that just didn't do enough to market the sport in a way. And under his leadership too, I don't want to bring this part up too, but he had arguably the most well-known athlete you'll ever find, right? An athlete that transcend sport in a way, right? In Bolt, and they never really built on that in the way that they should, and also, um, using it at him afterwards, if that's the thing, right? You needed what I was anticipating. Like if you think about the era Bolt, you would have wanted Seb Coe to be like David Stern in terms of the marketing of track and field. So I hate to do history on here or whatever, or business and sports, but the 1992 Olympic Games in Barcelona is a moment because the dream team of 1992 comes back at the Olympics, first professional team, and they ridiculously beat everybody. And David Stern is sitting there wondering how to market the NBA around the world. And then it's all coincided with Michael Jordan, and he goes around and he markets it in such a way that the viewership around the world is immense. On any given night, more people are watching NBA in China than in the United States. So that's the kind of thing. So I think you never get that from Seb Coe and his team, and they've been very slow to change things in the sport because they're really conservative. And I think if you want track and field to go, hardcore fans will be upset to grow. But I'm okay with being upset if it's going to grow in some interesting ways that will put more eyes, more bodies in seats, and more money ultimately for the athletes. And that's why people would rather go and try other sport because of it. You think about it, the Olympic champion over the discus will consider going in the NFL. Think about that, right? Or a lot of athletes who could probably run track decide to be wide receivers or backup athletes, or even what Devin Allen did. Devin Allen did a couple practice runs for the Philadelphia Eagles was it? But he was on practice squad, and he was probably making more money on those squads than what he would make in track and field. So it's one of those things.